that was quite a wrinkle in the picture. Not sure what's going on with that, but everything looks all right camera-wise, so I guess we're ready to go. I was just getting my wheels set up because one of the things I forgot to do was weigh this empty bobbin and record that. Oh shoot, I still have to take a picture of it. Hang on a minute here. So that I have a before, because this is the second bobbin of the CVM that I will be applying together with the first one. Putting 4 ounces on each as a single. Where is my camera? There it is. Alright. This is dark, kind of hard to do. Oh, that looks pretty good. There. One photo of empty bobbin. Well, happy third day of the Tour de Fleece, and I am doing all the spinning, but I am not watching the tour, unfortunately. I would like very much to finish the 2 bats today while I stream, and then spend the rest of the time watching the tour and doing some knitting, because I haven't knit and I need a break. I need a break from the spinning. One of the problems I'm running into is the fact that I'm being very linear and doing a project of what I wanted to spin all the way through to the end, right? And so I'm spinning the same thing over and over and over. But speaking of that, this is what I spun this morning. No, this is what I spun the last 2 days. Sorry about that. I spun the 3rd bobbin. This is Clune Forest. There's going to be 4 bobbins total, but I went ahead and applied the 2 bobbins. I am spinning this on Roberta, so when you see those beautiful brown bobbins, you know I'm using my bigger electric spinner that I've had for years and years. But I am pretty happy with this. It made a very, very chunky bobbin. I don't have it all tied up yet, so I'm not going to take it off here. It is moderately soft. It is not really, I would not want this. I could take it as a hat. I don't think I could take it as a scarf. I'd probably be all right with mittens. So, you know, you can see what I'm talking about. Plus, you know, I'm going to have limited yardage. This that's on this Nitty Noddy is 110 yards of a 2-ply. So that gives you an idea of what I get out of. It really wasn't quite 4 ounces. Believe it or not, her bumps don't always weigh consistently the 4 ounces, and it was a little under. But that's all right, because the second one, when I weighed it, was a little over, about the same amount. So I had leftover on one bobbin, and I went ahead and added a minimal amount of that to make it up, hopefully to match the 4th bobbin. And I'm sure that didn't make any sense, but it makes sense to me. Whoop. Anyway, I want you all to see my shirt. Let's get the mic out of the way. This came from Ravelry, and it says a daily dose of fiber. Of course, it's got a sheep. I think that's supposed to be a rabbit and goat up here, and llama. Daily dose of fiber. Loved it. Got it from Ravelry a while ago. This is my second t-shirt from Ravelry. The first one is older, and it does not have a specific fiber theme on it. It has a swatch gauge, you know, with the 2 by 2 inches by 2 inches and the lines and all that. It is for when they were first opening Ravelry. They allowed people in at a certain amount of time, and they put out a t-shirt that says, I help swatch Ravelry. And I cherish that t-shirt too. Try and dig that out sometime and wear it. But anyway, I like this fiber one. Daily dose of fiber. Okay, I'm going to switch and get settled in here because I am just like babbling. Oh. Sorry, going back. I have one more thing to show you. I bought clothes. And I bought clothes online. Okay, that's something you're doing now, right, with the pandemic and everything. But the big deal was they all fit. I didn't have to send anything back, and that to me was really like a win, because I just detest getting something and having to return it, and am very guilty sometimes of not doing it right. And it also depends on the return policy, whether the company will take it back without a lot of expense on my part. Anyway, that was the good side of it. And the other side of it, because I bought a certain amount, they sent me a weekender bag, which of course we all know is a knitting bag, isn't it? Look at this pretty bag. I love it. I love the color. I love how big it is. It's like awesome. And it came with a Notion bag. Oh no, they think it's a makeup bag. I know that, but it's a Notion bag, right? Right? It's seriously, a sock bag, sock project bag. So I just love this. I'll probably show it off again later in the stream. Okay. How's everybody doing with their spinning? There we go. I didn't put that one chair out of the way. Oh well. That's okay. So, do we like the camera angle? I think so. Well, there's nobody here to watch. I want to taste my iced coffee. It is so hot here, you see the ponytail. In fact, in 2 days, I'm supposed to get my hair cut. And when I do, I'm not going to be able to do the ponytail. And I'm kind of I'm not so sure I should be doing this, but I am really ready to get it trimmed up and styled up a little bit. So this will probably be the last I can wear it in a ponytail, except tomorrow. Oh, yum. That's good. I made it good. I make extra coffee, I save it, I stick it in the fridge, get it chilled. Hey, JK's coming in. The party of 17. Welcome, everybody. I have to move my mic up a little bit because I was showing something off and it was in the way. Tantel Veggies here. Headbutts. Welcome. Thank you, JK. And you take care and have a good afternoon, restful. Get lots of spinning done. You have a goal. I know, you have a goal. So get lots of spinning done. I have this little fluff here that I have been accumulating as I was spinning the other bobbins. Actually bobbin, but 4 ounces on it. That is kind of the odds and ends and bits I pulled out and off the bats and stuff. I'm saving this to even up my bobbins when I do my last plying. So that's what that's for. Hi, Misa. Okay, that's good, JK. Have a good lunch. You asked me on stream and I forgot. I had tuna. I had tuna for lunch. That's my go-to quick lunch. And hi, Newman. Newman's not here. He is hiding. I haven't seen him all morning. Sound asleep somewhere, I'm sure. But since he's not near me and I can't hear the snoring, I don't know where he is. All right, I'm going to get my bats out. There's another little bit. I have 4. I am hoping to get 2 done. I think that's doable. This is nice on the back. There's the front. This has quite a bit of brown. I got a little bit of a brown stripe there. Oh, you don't want to spin? you know, that's okay. I got up this morning. Oh, well, that's the very first good news. I slept through the night, and that is the first since my surgery. Now, you know, this is not like a baby sleeps through the night and all that sort of thing. I don't expect it to continue maybe from here on in. But the whole point was when I had my knee surgery and could finally lay on either side. I had to lay on my back for quite a while. I can't sleep on my back at all. And could lay on either side. I would sleep for a couple hours, but the knee pain would wake me up, and I'd have to get up, walk around, stay up a little bit, and sometimes I'd get up and stay up. Couldn't go back to sleep. Sometimes I'd sleep, go back to bed and sleep for a couple hours again. I slept 6 hours straight without waking up. So that's progress. It sounds weird, but that's progress. And then, so I was up at 5:30 and joined Tantel because she over there, it was 10 o'clock her time, 10:30, whatever. And she kept me company during my early morning until I finally had to get busy and do something. Sleeping is good. Tantel says, well, you don't need to spin much. Me said, just make it a short spin day. That's all right. Or find, are you spinning on drop spindles? This is the great thing about drop spindles. If you have a number of them. Now, if you only have one, it's a problem. But if you have a number of them, you can grab another drop spindle and another little piece of fiber, and you can just, you know, have fun with something that's pretty and cheery and makes you like, ooh, okay, I like spinning. Trying to find my loop here on the end of my leader. And heck yeah, sleeping. I know, that's how I felt. So I've already posted on Discord that chunky bobbin. This is what I spun this morning. And it's what was on that chunky bobbin. It's a 2-ply. It's actually 12 wraps per inch. It on the bobbin it looked a lot thicker than that. I was a little surprised when I wrapped it off. And I can make this the other camera if you want to see it better. There we go. And there's 110 yards. And that's basically a little under 4 ounces of the Clue Forest. I bought 8 ounces, so this is the first run through. Spun the second bobbin this morning. And I'll spin the fourth. I spun the third bobbin this morning. I will spin the fourth tomorrow and ply. And that project will be done. Chunk. Yeah. Yeah, Veggie says, that's right. You just, Misa, you don't have to spin a lot, just a little bit. And, you know, maybe play with something else that feels fun and different and will maybe get you a little inspired. Hi, Crafty Mom. Welcome. Glad you could join me. Appreciate it. Let's get spinning here. I got a lot to do, too. Just like JK, I got a lot to do. But I want to get this done because I have this in the wrong, I don't have this threaded right. That would have been fun. What is going on here? There we go. What I really want to do is, I've only watched part of the first day of the Tour de Fleece, the Tour de France, the actual race. I want to watch it, and I want to knit while I'm watching it. I don't want to spin. So that's why I'm getting my spinning done this morning. And all right, let's see about pulling here. All right, pretty good, except I got to get my back against the chair. There we go. Misa says, I'm just exhausted from all the heat. It's not as bad as what the West has here. And, it's just really bad. I mean, it's bad for us, but it's going to be with the heat and humidity in the hundreds. But it's not anything like the natural temp is in the hundreds. I just don't go out. I stay in, and I'm lucky, to have central air. It's really hard when you don't have that. And I lived that way for a long time because it's an old farmhouse. Didn't have any kind of central air for years and years and years. But during those years, I had 8 60-foot, very old maple trees in a ring around the house. It didn't matter where or if the sun, it just never beat down on the house. And that was, with fans, sufficient. Not to say I didn't spend time out on the porch and stuff like that, but that's the way they did with houses to keep them cool. Unfortunately, those maple trees have a very limited length of life, and I hated to see it. But within 10 years of moving in here, they would start breaking and coming down with the storms and stuff like that. So it just, finally, we are down to 2 trees left out of those. And they are on the east side, and the morning sun is not as hot as the afternoon side, which is, on the west side of the house, and is the kitchen side, and it just got too hot. I finally said, we're putting it in. We're putting it in. Now, my hubby loves the heat. He works outside all summer long in it. Outside on our property. We are both retired, but he doesn't mind the heat. But I love it that the Tour de France falls in July, because this is the time I like to hide inside. July and August. And then the weather starts turning nice again. Misa says, you're exhausted from all the heat and lack of sleep, and you don't want to move at all, and your ACs aren't keeping up. Crafty Mom says, I don't have AC, but if I close my house up in the morning before it gets hot, it stays fairly cool. And if you have trees around, or you live, in, a wooded area or something like that, usually that is what does it, what makes it stay nice. Now, there's a lot of days when it's not really hot, but it's kind of close in the house, and I go ahead and open up doors, front door, back door, and there's a breeze blowing. Makes a big difference. Airs the house out. Feels pretty good. But anybody going through the heat, you have my sympathy. It's okay to... I have always said that this is like if the polar opposite, the opposite of that January, February weather where it is so cold, you don't want to do anything but sit under 4 blankets, right? This is the opposite of that. And it's all about balance, isn't it? It's all about the yin and the yang and the balance. Okay, I don't know if I like that music or not. I'm not real sure why that's on the jazz station. Pretzel. I just turned Pretzel on from where I was when I was streaming yesterday. I'm not looking forward to plying this. I want it to be a very big ply. I mean, not wraps per inch, but take a long time to do because I want the yardage. I really want to be getting the yardage out of this. But, you know, just sit and ply that. Crafty Mom says, at some point I have to get in my car and run an errand. I can't park your car in the shade, so not looking forward to that at all. No. Oh. I thought I would be running errands today, but hubby decided he could wait for what he needs to do and what we need to get until we're going into town anyway. I'm supposed to get my hair cut Wednesday. Now, the last time I went, I thought I had an appointment, and it turned out that the gentleman that cuts my hair had to be off, and they couldn't get a hold to tell me, so it didn't go through. So it should work this time, supposedly. I have a sippy cup today. I have iced coffee. I thought I'd better put a lid on it. Tantel, are you still spinning? What's everybody else working on? Well, that little strip of bat just wanted to divide right in half, so I went ahead and did that. What? What's up, Misa? Oh, for Crafty Mom? Was that for Crafty Mom? Okay, must have been. It's cooler today, so that's a bonus. It's gonna be 100. Ugh. But that's still hot for somebody. Yeah, in the Pacific Northwest. I know. You guys just are like boiling. Yeah, that was. I finally figured that out. Okay, that's okay. So I was saying earlier that, I need to sit and knit now after I get this spinning done and watch the Tour de France. But, it's really been fun. I have loved watching everybody stream these last couple days. It's going to spoil us to have that all the time. Yeah, Crafty Mom says, today is our highest so far, supposed to get to 103. Sadly, you can't put off your errand because it's a part for your washer. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's important. I don't know. Am I getting enough twist here? I am not getting enough twist. Okay. I definitely need to treadle more, I think. Let's put some more in this. Misa says, Crafty Mom, that's a huge bummer. I want a freaking sandwich, so I'll probably be out in it also. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We need groceries. I thought we were going to have to go today. And hubby mows a lot all the time, and we fill 2 gas cans, and I'm like, okay, do you need gas? Or and he said he was all right till Wednesday, so we get to put it off 2 days. There is a slight chance we'll get rain today. I don't know. Sometimes that helps, sometimes that doesn't. Crafty Mom says, ooh, sandwich sounds really good. Maybe I should get one. I just ate lunch, and I had tuna that you buy in the store in the pack. It's I used to eat it all the time when I was working because it was nice to throw in a lunch that you packed your supper. But I had that with crackers for my lunch today. It's so easy. It's so easy. Wait, what wheel is this? Misa says. This is the Magic Craft Aura. It has great big huge bobbins, and I'm doing a sweater spin, so I'm trying to put like 4 ounces on each bobbin. I don't have my other bobbin in here. I do, but it's out of reach. But you'll see them when I apply it. You thought you spied a magic craft. Yeah, this little doodad here usually is a good indication. The rose is your dream wheel and life goal. Yeah, the rose is a lovely, lovely wheel. I just can't justify buying any other wheels. I do have an electric and I have a little nano. And I have a Ashford Traditional that is mostly a sentimental wheel. It's what I learned to spin on, and I do spin on it. It has an adaptation for lace flyer, so sometimes it's fun to get on it and spin something really, really thin. This is going so much better than yesterday. Do you know, I think it was because there was so much weight on the bobbin. I was trying to put, the last 2 bats on it, bat 3 and 4. And I think that makes a difference. It was feeling like it was harder to treadle, and I could have probably messed around with trying to change the ratio, make it a little bit easier, but the one thing I've learned about this wheel is the changing of the ratios back here. One change makes a big difference. There's not like a subtle change ratio, right? I just need a little bit more of that, of this, or I need a little bit more of this, and the only time you can do that is you're tensioning tighten your drive band. And you can get a little more with that, but I think that's part of what was going on. It was getting too full. I have had it when I was plying, and I got it more than 3/4 full. See, you would think that you could go all the way up here. I've had it to where it was about right there plying, and it just absolutely refused to take it up or turn or anything. It was too much weight on it. So it's a little picky about that. So the one fun thing I'm going to do after I'm done with my spinning today is look for some patterns in my books, my library knitting books. Not library, but, you know, that belong to me. Because they're doing a make-along, either knit or crochet, of anything in your patterns. It can be your Ravelry, it could be something you have digital, it could be a kit that you bought and it came with a pattern, that sort of thing. Starts July 1st, and it's JK and Rogue and Dork, I think, doing it. Of course, it's on Discord. Check out JK's Discord if you're interested. And haven't heard about it. I always figure everybody's already heard about it because we're kind of following each other, right? We're doing raid trains and stuff like that. But if you're not familiar with it, I'm sure you can find it on with JK's stream. I forget. Maybe it's actually in Rogue's Discord. Anyway, I'm participating. I haven't done any of their knit-alongs or whatever yet, because I've always felt like I've had so much in progress. I hate to start some more. But I have stuff I want to make for Christmas, and I think this is what I need in order to get the incentive to get some of that knitting started and done for Christmas. There are hats to be made, and not necessarily with hand spun. I have a lot of commercial yarn also. So, I believe I will be starting with hats. Need one for my son-in-law, need one for hubby. I may go into cowls for my daughter. And I have a friend, a real good friend that lives in the Mojave Desert. And that always sounds funny, but I mean, it's a legit thing. Mojave is a town. And I would love to send her knitted stuff. She would be so appreciative of it. She's just in awe of the spinning and the knitting and doesn't do any of it. But she lives in the desert. I'm like, I gotta figure this out. Yeah, it does get cold there. But, you know, for 3 days, right? I'd like to have her have something that has more use than that. So I'm exploring those options too as I'm looking at patterns. I would love to make her something. I cannot figure out what to make for my grandson. The slipper socks that look like penguins didn't go over that good. He was like, about them. He was like, nah. He doesn't dress up per se. He wouldn't wear sweaters. He'd wear hoodies, cotton hoodies and stuff like that. So maybe that's just not something I can do just right now. Ooh, except, I have a book of dinosaur patterns. Yeah. Oh, I think that might be cool. That would be fun. I've been wanting to do that anyway. From that book. See, that's the thing about this make-along. That's what I was really excited about, was like, I know there's all this stuff I've been wanting to make because I kept the book, right? I kept the book. So I suppose after the Tour de France is over and the Tour de Fleece is over, I will be knitting on stream more than I am right now. What's happening here? Misa, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Let's back up there. She's gone out to get soda and sandwich. Good for her. And she'll come back and spin some. That'll be awesome. I don't know. Why wasn't you following? Huh. I don't know. I kind of thought you were too, but that's okay. Unless you changed your name and you were under a different name. That will happen. If you change your name, you have to refollow. Hi. When are you... Oh, I'm sorry. Misa, I missed that. When are you going to be streaming? I'll look for you if you want me to come and raid you when I get done here. We're kind of doing our own raid train. It's nothing really set up or in a specific order, but we've been talking on Discord about who's streaming when. Misa waves at Cotton Spun. Cotton Spun says, posture check, and I'll do that. Ow, ow, ow. That was a sharp little bit in there. Poked right in my finger. Well, that was... Owie. Why Not says, I live in the Mojave Desert, and it gets cold December through February. Well, thank you, Why Not? And that's very interesting that you live in the Mojave. But anyway, that's good to know. I know she talks about that. I mean, she's like, oh, I can wear jeans, I can wear my boots, I can, you know. So I know there is a winter season a little bit. You guys make Christmas gifts? What's everybody make? Give me some good ideas. Alright, let's do a posture check here. Feels pretty good. My feet are not quite right on the treadle, so I need to get that fixed a little bit and my back a little bit more. I can't lean all the way back, but I've got a blanket back here that is kind of supporting me a little bit. Not enough room for a pillow. And, yeah. Feeling pretty good today. Feeling pretty good. Thank you, Cotton Spun. And, Cotton Spun, have you decided if you're going to be streaming today, or are you just still working on getting ready? There is an advantage that this room that I use never really gets used for anything else. We have one, it's an extra bed, right, and we never have company, so that's okay. And there is a second computer in here that is all because I had to buy something better to stream. And so we set up the other one. Hubby just uses it when he wants to. I use it once in a while, but I'd prefer to have that second computer and then nothing gets touched on this one, and you know, I can pretty much come in and sit down and stream in 10-15 minutes if I remember to send out all my notifications and everything. Why Not says, yeah, it is strange that anyone unless totally crazy would live in the desert. No, that's not true. You are not crazy, I'm sure, and my friend is not. It is because that was her family home. I mean, it's no different than me wanting to live, you know, where I grew up. Or, on the other hand, her mother was there and owned the property and is now deceased. And so, you know, she's living there because of that reason. And it's an inherited property. But she talks very much about missing rain, and there are distinct things about it that we enjoy wonderful weather change patterns and sometimes complain about it, but it's not that same heat and that sort of thing day after day after day. I lived in California and distinctly remember driving back to this area when we were returning to this area when the cloud changed, when we actually got the kind of clouds that I remembered, looked like home, right? It looked like home because the clouds looked right. It never had that kind of clouds in California. So it's a thing. It's a thing. This is like the little girl with the curl. When it was good, it's very, very good. And when it is not, it was not. It was very bad. It's all this little junk short bits in here. I have not been adding any of this stuff up for Stash Dash. It's just, I want to keep track of the Turtle Fleece stuff, and then after that's all done, or maybe halfway through, I'll do it one time and then do it at the end for the rest. I just don't want to mess with it every day. I think this was one of my smaller bats. Having had 2 bags full, I've already spun 1 bag, and I think as I was getting towards the end of the fiber to be carded, I was putting a little less on each bat so that I could make it come out. More than likely, my bobbins will not ply up, at the same. I'll have leftover. That's okay. I'm not too upset about that. I will just make a separate small skein. It all counts towards the sweater. Excuse me. I should start carding these little bits that I keep pulling out into small bats. That would make sense, wouldn't it? I'll have to do that in the next day or two. I don't have my hand cards here. I have them. I put a lot of stuff out on my spinning table, which is in a different room because of having the amount of fiber and everything around me. I thought, I think I'll clear some of this clutter out of here. So like a basket that had my bobbins and all that kind of stuff. I moved out of here for the tour spin. Oh yeah, this looks chunky. This looks like a big bobbin. Oh, it's big bobbin. I mean big bat. It's about the same, I think. They all have been weighing around 1.1, 1.2 ounces. Here is, believe it or not, let me show you this. The original lock, I save a sample of the locks. This is what it looked like. It really looks different when you... This is not washed. Okay. But you can see the brown. It doesn't look gray at all. So all of that kind of brown color washed out. And then there's the gray underneath. And the crimp is just unbelievable. I think you can see it here better. Look at the crimp. And that's pretty long for a CVM. That's such a nice long lock. 3.5 inches, let's see here. Yeah, 4 inches. I was going to say that, but I often overestimate, So what a difference. Seriously, what a difference. I have, it came from Cedar Ridge Road, which is, they have an Etsy store. It's really tiny, but there's a picture of the sheep right there. Get my fingers out of the way. And Drea. Name was Drea. I love the fact they sent cards with it. This was a shave 'em to save 'em. It'll count as a passport. I got a passport sticker. But I am combining it with other CVM. After I take the skeins and document it, I'm going to submit it for the passport and combine them and work the sweater together with it, since it's the same basic fiber. Really different, isn't it? Alright, whoops, get in there. Wow. That's ugly. Must stay off Etsy. Uh-oh. What have you been looking at? Tell me. I don't know. I think it's been maybe 2 weeks since I bought anything. Oh, the last thing I bought by mail order. Okay. It wasn't fiber. I bought clothes. And I bought it online, and I got them 2 days ago, which was quite bizarre. I ordered them a while ago and kept watching for the package, and finally hubby came walking in with this great big plastic mailing bag, and it was my clothes, and I said, "Where'd you find those?" Because I expected a driver to come and bring it to the door or whatever. He says, "I found it out in the middle of the yard." I said, "What?" He says, "Yeah." He says, "It looks like they went down the lane halfway, pitched it out the door so that it landed in the yard there." I can't believe that. Now, it was fully protected from the weather because it was in plastic, but still, I don't even know who delivered it. Right? It wasn't Amazon. It was just an online order. So it had to have been FedEx or UPS, one of the two. I know UPS drivers. I mean, they've been the same ones forever. I can't imagine they would have done that unless they just had somebody filling in for the day. At holiday time for Amazon delivery, I wouldn't have been surprised, because we've had some bizarre Amazon deliveries too. We've had to take packages from Amazon all over the neighborhood because they couldn't get them to the right farmhouse. Right. And we'd get our neighbors, they'd get ours. Anyway, I bought clothes, and I bought a book because I had been reading a book called Upstairs at the White House about first ladies and the gentleman, the main usher that is responsible for whatever they need. And that triggered me to get a book that is about first ladies' wardrobes, because they talk some about the clothes in that book, and that sounded really fascinating. So I ordered that, and I got it, but I haven't had a chance to look at it because obviously I've been spinning. And I think that's the most recent. It hasn't been fiber. I haven't been on Etsy buying fiber. Hello, TWH Amp. Thank you for the follow. Etsy is your nemesis. You're looking at spinning wheels and roving. Oh, ho, ho. Crafty Mom says, "Oh, did you let the seller know?" I'm sure they knew who shipped it. Well, that could be. That could be. Nothing was damaged, and it most certainly was delivered to the right place, and everything fit. So, I'm not in the mood to complain, really. I guess. I don't know. Crafty Mom says, "I put out a letter that was not addressed to me, and when the postal carrier picked it up, they stuffed all of my next-door neighbor's mail into my box." Yeah. Actually, we used to have a lot of trouble with the post office, but they've been good lately. They've been really good lately. So, it does come and go. That's one of the nice things about rural delivery or delivery to your home. Of course, the post office wasn't open, but we always got the mail. So they obviously were working and sorting and all of that kind of stuff in order to get delivery, because it never stopped during the pandemic. It never stopped. Essential worker, Besides, when I bought those clothes, they sent me a really nice travel bag if I bought a certain amount, which wasn't bad. It was like $35. They sent it to me free. Here, I'm going to switch. Because now they call it a weekender, right? A travel bag. You and I know that this is a knitting bag. it's a big knitting bag. It's a mini project bag, if you want. This is storing yarn that you've spun and washed and are putting up until you get to knitting it, right? This is just like awesome, and I love the color. But the other thing is, let's see, it has a notions bag or a sock knitting bag. Yeah, they think it's a makeup bag, but no, we know better, right? We know what it's for. It's for socks. I love the colors. So they sent that too. So it's hard to be mad. Truthfully, I don't really feel it's their fault. I feel that somebody was having a bad day. Yeah, that's a huge blanket kind of bag, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's an Afghan bag. You are right about that. I was real happy with it. I saw it, of course, but it looked better in person when I actually got it because it's way bigger than I expected. Oh, let me go back to my spinning wheel here. There we go. Oh, not that one. That one. Sorry about that. So I don't browse Etsy. What happens is, of course, other people browse Etsy and give me ideas, and then I have to go and look. Just like JK this morning with some of that gorgeous yarn. Oh, goodness gracious. Crafty Mom says, I have 2 spinning wheels already, but keep looking at bulk spinners or kick wheels, etc., etc. You're looking for something to spin a larger amount, a bigger bobbin, that sort of thing. I never get tired of thinking that there will be another spinning wheel in my life. I mean, it just... I'm not actively looking for it, and it's kind of like pets in the sense that, you know, when I finally do need another pet, usually something happens so that I get a pet. Somebody needs a home for somebody, or somebody has kittens or puppies or whatever. We're basically sticking with being cat people because we are traveling more. Now, that wasn't true last year, but you know, it was true in 2019. And my mother is down in the middle of Florida, and I'm up here in Kentucky, so I have to be able to go if she needs me or something like that. So I'm trying to keep it simple. And a cat can pretty much take care. Newman can take care of himself. He has a cat door. He can go in and out. He gets food from my daughter. My daughter comes out and gets him, make sure he has food and water and all that. So for that reason, unless we would actually travel with the dog, which is doable, except my mother would have a fit. She wouldn't want the dog in the house, her house. So it's not a good idea right now. So I don't really look for dogs. I look at cats. But, you know, Newman's pretty much enough right now. I like to keep it kind of simple. I don't know, somewhere along in here, either in August or September, we will be making a trip down to my mom's. I went down there before my surgery, so early March. I just have to be sure I can drive that mileage before we go. It's kind of one of the reasons we've been doing the little short trips, to take no more than 4 hours. Let me drive. Crafty Mom says exactly. Also, kick wheels are super portable because they don't take up much space. Yes. I was looking at, what was it? It was tiny. And it folded up all whole bunches and then was very portable. Out of the last fiber fair I went to, what was that? It'll come to me. Let me think. All I can think of is Snyder Spindles because the booth was carrying his spindles, but that's not where I'm going for. Who was it? Yeah, can't think right now who that was. Oh, that's gonna bug me. I hate that. If I didn't want to think about it, I'm sure I could. No, it was not a charca. It was an actual wheel. When it unfolded and everything, it actually sat to about not about 3/4 of this wheel, which, you know, as you can see, comes chest high on me. So it would have been a little lower than chest high, and that's what I didn't like about it. It felt like I might be, I don't know if that would affect the way I would try and sit at it, you know, to spin. Huh. I have a charca. I don't get along well with my charca. I have a lot of trouble spinning on it. One of these days I'll have it set up for the stream and show it off at least, and all of its problems, that all the reasons I have trouble with it. It's all because I really can't spin on a support spindle either. Um, I mean, you know, it's all the same concept in that drafting and drawing and all that. I have a big spindle for my Ashford traditional. Have you ever seen one of those where it has? I mean, it looks like a big old spike, um, and I can spin off of that with no problem, which is like spinning off of a great wheel. I mean, that's more like that. It's like spinning off a great wheel. There's lots of stuff I can show on streams. Just aren't. I'm just not gonna do it right now while I'm trying to spin. But we got lots of fun things to do eventually. Oh, that is just gonna drive me crazy. I can't think of that. I gotta do a little Googling here. Sorry, gang. I think it was a shock sidekick, actually. I think. Let me take a look at this. Yeah, that was it. It's a shock sidekick. I'll put a link in. Hang on a minute. Crafty Mom says, "Oh yay! I have library books ready to pick up too. If you have to go out in the heat, you might as well get those." Yeah, woohoo! I have been reading everything digital instead of getting hard copies. I love Hoopla. That's how I read library books. They don't always have everything, but I got a favorite list going, so I have enough to read that way for a while. And, you read, even if you finish it, you just leave it there and it goes away automatically. I love that. Yeah, well, it actually is, uh, I don't think about the price. They're all um, reasonably expensive, right? It's an investment. I look at it that way. However, for what it costs, I don't think I would like it for what it costs. I think there are other wheels that would be better, but I miss. I can both of my quote unquote portable wheels now are electric. Now, it's better with the Nano because I have the battery pack, and so, you know, that's good. Actually, I don't actually have it yet. It's coming. Should get delivered this week. I did a little bit of shopping on Prime Days. I think it's supposed to get delivered Tuesday or Wednesday. And Shock had an electric one with a huge bobbin. I don't know what that's called, but I think it ran the same price. But it was massive bobbin. Bigger than my Aura. You've been really lucky with Craigslist? Now, see, that's why I don't look at Craigslist, because I don't need to be looking that hard. I would probably find something too. Yeah. Now, if I would seriously look for another wheel, it would be a CPW. And actually, my daughter has one. So it kind of doesn't make sense for me to look for it when she already has one, unless I would get rid of it before she inherits the wheels. So, you know, it's just, I can't talk her out of it, right? So I can use it. So, unfortunately, that is the one wheel I think I would like to have. My daughter is extremely lucky with Craigslist, but she's not looking for spinning wheels. You know, for whatever furniture for my grandson's room, or aquarium for their bearded dragon, that kind of stuff. You know, it just, she always seems to find what she needs used that way instead of having to buy it new. She's just real lucky that way. She set up a fish aquarium that way. So, found a freezer that way. A second freezer, a chest freezer for freezing stuff in the summer. Yeah, she's been lucky. To be fair, I probably should have sat down at that booth and tried that Sidekick. I know they would have let me. Maybe I was afraid to. I'm afraid I'd buy it. Hi, JK. Super Lurk. Oh, okay. Nap sounds good. We've been talking about... Crafty Mom's been looking at wheels. So we've been talking about wheels. She says, of course, the used wheels all have little personality quirks, but I've learned to get along with them. Yeah. The only... Well, I bought the Roberta used, but as an electric, it didn't have a quirk, and I knew the lady who had it before. I didn't have any problems with it. But the Haldane that I have since sold, I loved, and I sold it because the person really wanted a spinning wheel for reenactment. Right, and she needed it. Was a perfect small wheel. I could stick it in the front seat right beside me when I was traveling. It was a very, very good wheel to take with you. So I sold it to her. But that one was pretty good, really pretty good. But it was the older wheel and had a few quirks and was, like you say, you had to know it, get to know it. It has the tiniest treadle I've ever had. My foot barely fit on it. You know, it was so small. It was such a small wheel. Well, Crafty Mom's said that she's looking for a bulk spinner or a kick wheel or something like that. I'm not technically looking, but I'm talking to her about it. I had said that the only wheel that I'm really interested in ever is a CPW. But my daughter already has one. I don't want to put another one in the family. So, I probably, unless I just get it so, like, you know, at an unbelievable price, I wouldn't get it. Oh, you haven't seen any? No, they're hard. I mean, they're not made anymore, so they're hard to find. And they come out of Canada, so a lot of times that's where you see them coming out of Canada for sale. which wouldn't be possibly be all right for me, but not the easiest. There is a underground spinning wheel transport group somewhere. I think it's on Ravelry. When you need a wheel instead of shipping it. But it may not be active anymore. But I think my daughter used it when she got her CPW. She probably knows more about it than I do. JK says, I have 2 antique wheels, Parlor Castle ones from Germany. Oh, and you got those when you were in the military over there? And then 2 functional ones, the matchless and the dataless, but I don't plan on any more. Well, that's what I said. I don't plan on it, but sometimes it's like a pet, you know, where it decides it wants to live with you. You don't get to decide. But Mom, it followed me home. Can I keep it? We had a cat like that for my daughter when she was around 12 years old. But Mom, he followed me home. His name was Sunny. We named him Sunny because he was a yellow cat. Yeah, unfortunately, I think I'm past the point where anybody in my relatives will be cleaning out their attic and find one. You know, that just, everybody's been there, done that, and no spinning wheel showed up. So probably not going to have that luck. Crafty Mom says, that's true. My vintage wheels seem so lonely because it was Craigslist. It was Craigslist for a long time. They ended up selling it to me for $100. Well, so what was its quirks? And you know the thing about wheels like that, a lot of times they may be one person made. You know, it's hard to know what any kind of history is without manufacturer markings and that sort of thing. They usually don't have bobbins, maybe 2, you know. which is all right. You can take and wrap off the storage bobbins and ply from those. Or ply balls or whatever. You know, JK, when you were talking on Discord with the lady about the silk, and you said that you visited China, I think, or was it Japan? Correct me if I'm wrong. You know, and all your knowledge about silk, I know was some of it looking it up, but it was a real good refresher course for me. It's been a while since I've talked about silk and looked at silk and all the different kinds. It must have been really interesting to see that industry if you got to see it. Did my Twitch just blip? I don't have Twitch open. I only have OBS open. Because I just got a welcome to the chat room thing. The chat's still there, but it's acting like it reset. Okay, that's too nasty. nasty. I just thought it was really cool. A couple weeks ago, we had what really we identified as a wild silk moth on our door. It's the same family. Obviously, the silk moths that they use for the true silk is a variety of that. But it's got to be named that because, there's something similar in the cocoon. No blip on your end? Okay. It was very... Oh, there we go. Let me back up. Crafty Mom says it had one bobbin. Oh my gosh. The tensioner assembly was very loose, and the bobbin had nearly an inch of room between it and the orifice. I had a friend tighten up the tensioner and add some washers, to keep the bobbin from sliding back and forth on the metal rod. One bobbin. They had to have gotten lost. I'm sure that's what happened. JK says, yes, it was very, very interesting to tour the factory and see the process in person. And no blip on her end. Okay. And, Crafty Mom says, I was told it was made in the 1950s in Australia. That's interesting. Yeah. Yes, I understand that mystique is very fun, and I would like to be a wheel doctor in the sense that I would love to take these old wheels and get them working, and it's not a far-fetched idea. My daughter is very good that way. My husband's very good that way. But we just have never really pursued that specific interest. JK says there are many species of silk moth, but only the bombax has been cultivated for hundreds of years. So they're dependent on us. Right. They are unable to survive in the wild. Oh, yes. Love to give you my Discord. That would be wonderful to see a picture. As well as anything else you would like to post. Is it exclamation point or... I never remember what the command is here. Let me see. Yep, there it is. It should work. I have a never expiring invite on there. Oh, you see the link. Yeah, it is on my main page too, if you're there. As well as link to my podcasts and the spinner journal that I sell. So they're both there. JK says, I have 2 cocoons I brought back. They were samples they gave to us. Oh, neat. Yeah, I can't think of any opportunity that outside of the United States. That's where I was going with the wild silk moth. Kentucky tried a silk industry. I think back in the 20s and 30s. And didn't make it. But we grow mulberry trees very, very easily. And they are still all over the state. So, that was direct result of the fact that they planted a whole bunch of mulberry trees here in the state to try and raise silk. And of course, this was, you know, pre-synthetic, and so, couldn't do cotton. Limited amount of wool. They did do wool, but they were going for some kind of fiber for the garment industry. Oh, that's good. Thank you both. Both of that would be very interesting. JK said, I can find the book from the trip and share the machine photos from the factory sometime. That'd be good. And, or do it on the stream. Hopefully I'm there. And Crafty Mom says she put a picture of her wheel in the Discord, so I will check that out soon. I'm at a decision point here. Either I start another bat, which wasn't really in my plans. I need a break anyway. Or I say goodbye. Let's see here if anybody. That's fine. I have a feeling I'm going to be going on. I thought I'd check and see if anybody was streaming. JK says, I know where the book is for once. Let's see what Twitch is. Let me check Discord first. Oh, KB is streaming. Oh, we'll go over there. That'll work. Don't even need to look. The cat pile is real. Crafty Man says, I'm going to run away and pick up your packages. That's okay. That's good. But thank you all for hanging out. I appreciate that very, very much. I'm going to try and be back tomorrow. So, getting a little bit done every day. Let me turn off my... Oops, wrong one. Let me turn off my pretzel. Yep, there's her picture. All right, everybody. Happy spinning. See you later.